Hi, Brooks Bobcats. Mr. K here with a walkthrough on how to access our Star 360 testing. The first thing you're going to want to do, boys and girls and parents at home, is you're going to want to get to our district website. There's two ways you can do that. The first thing is you can type the website right in up here, which is www.newbedfordschools.org. Or if you just Google search New Bedford Schools, it will be the first option that pops up on Google. So we click onto our district website, and it should say New Bedford Public Schools on the top with our New Bedford Public Schools seal to the left. All right. Once you're on the website, you're going to want to go to staff, which is there's several options on the top of the page. You're going to go to staff, which opens another column to choose from, and then you go down to staff links, which opens another column of links. And what you're going to do is find Star 360. So let's just try that one more time. We're going to go to staff, down to staff links, and then find Star 360. You're going to click on Star 360 Renaissance, and that's going to bring you to the Renaissance website. Even though the test is called the STAR test, it is through the Renaissance website. Also, even though this is the Renaissance website, you do need to access it through the New Bedford Public Schools website link. If you just type in Renaissance Place and go to it, it will not work because we have a special website just for New Bedford school students to take the test through this Star 360 link on our district webpage. So make sure you go through there. Once you're on the Renaissance site, you're going to click I'm a student, and that will bring you to a page where you will enter your username and your password. All right, you're going to click your username and your password. Excuse me, you're going to type in your username and your password, then click login. I'm not going to type in anyone's username or password now. I don't want to give out any information, but your teacher should have this. If you do not, so just ask them for it, type it in, and hit login. Once you sign in, you're going to get to a home page. The home page is basically a menu with some options for the students. What we're asking all students to do is all students are going to need to take a reading test and take a math test. I would suggest that you do them on separate days. One day you take the reading test, and the next day, or maybe a day or two after, you take the math test. If you wanted to take the reading test, you'd click on the reading test. Okay. And then it's going to give you some options to choose your class. Since this is a reading test, what we're going to do is we're going to choose the option that says Language Arts for grade 2. So this is the option that says Language Arts for grade 2. We're going to click on that. If you were to choose the math test from before, you are going to click on the math. Okay, you'll click right on the math. All right, once you have clicked, chosen your class and click the class, you're going to hit next, and we are almost ready to begin our test. The last thing before we begin, students will be able to begin it, is you're going to have to enter the monitor password, and this is a password that is the same for everyone. It's just like our school code to get into the test. So what we're going to do is, in order to start the test, you're going to write in admin. So that's ADMIN. So admin, ADMIN, and then you're going to hit start. Once you hit start, the test will begin. Okay, so there's about 35 questions on the test. The test does get easier or harder depending on how well you are doing. We're just asking that all students complete this independently and on their own. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to be able to use the scores on these tests to give us some information about for next year, some planning purposes for next year. What are some things that students need to work on in the beginning of the year? where students are, help us to make some flexible groupings. All right, so we're asking that everyone does this on their own independently. Another thing to keep in mind too is the questions are timed, but you should students should have plenty of time to answer them. It's not like 20 seconds or 10 seconds. It's a lengthy amount of time, but what we don't want to do is we don't want to like walk away from a question, because then it will time out and it will go in as wrong. If one does time out, just make sure you go on to the next and you complete it as best as you can. Okay. Even though it is timed, you can still take your time to answer the questions. The time usually does not run out on you unless you stop working or you walk away from the computer. Okay. So I hope everyone gives their best effort on this STAR test, and I wish you all luck. Take care.